100-ish members in 2 months. That's not nothing. That's pretty significant. Not to mention the work that we put in during Operation Crucible going to Cyberstan. Could not have been any more proud of the work we did in that. That was really, really impressive to see everybody really rally in that fashion. So we're on a great track, a great start to the new year in the new server. And a lot of that has to do with the work the admin team has been doing. I want to personally thank my admin team, not only for their work during the breach, as we were calling it, but also all of the work that they have done since. Lightning and Hate have been really on top of tickets. As you put them in, they're engaging, they're in voice channels. I know Crow gets into play when he can. Morena is always around. She's always an ear for people. She's very active both in Discord and in gameplay. We have a newsletter that gets sent out every Monday through HD2 Clans. She does our newsletter, and she kind of gets some outreach out there for like Reddit posts and things like that. And of course, Bearden, who's been my, DO for probably the longest. I know that he's got a lot of stuff going on in terms of his work and personal life, but he's still here. He's still active. He's still paying attention to the server. He dies when he can. And most importantly, his role, his contributions in Pelican Down was just fantastic. I can't thank him enough. I remember when Tyler reached out to me to ask if anybody knew any voice work in our server, and I said yes. In fact, I do know someone who does voice work, and Beard recorded those lines. He did a few takes, sent them to me, and I gave them to Tyler, and that was 5 months ago, and we forgot about it. We were like, wonder what happened to that. And the next thing we know, boom, Pelican Down comes out. Devs are playing it. Joel's playing it. They love it. Everyone is hearing the Mad Bastard's name. That couldn't be any more cooler to know. To know that like the developers at Arrowhead have listened through and played through Pelican Down and have heard the names Mad Bastards, Ghost, our good allies with Papa Dragon in here. I think Naman might be in here too. Hi, guys. That's just really, really cool. And I can't thank Beard enough for doing that. The last thing I want to do in our acknowledgments is I'm going to pop some links in here right in the chat. These are the socials for the 808 Mad Bastards between Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Please follow those. Right now, there's only a handful of videos. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later on, but engagement is really important. Engagement is what gets the algorithm going. It's what gets the videos moving, liking them, commenting them, sharing them. I'm sure you all know how this works. Engagement's important. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes, but those are important links to have. And that's it for right now. For the acknowledgments. Upcoming ops. Right now, we're currently locked in with an open operation for the weekend. Operation Cold Steel. There's already a handful of clans locked in on this. We got automaton kills and deaths that we're counting very similar to Crucible's metrics. This is the first major clan operation from the 89th, the Hellmerks. So we want to show up, give them a hand, pump those numbers up. Where's my stage? There we go. So that's currently active for a few days. After that, March 1st, our good buddies in Ghost, they're celebrating their birthday. They got an operation event going on with them and the 117th Salamanders, also some friends of ours. Um, they're going to be, we kind of came up at the same exact time, really roughly around the same time. I don't remember the exact day in February that the original server started, but we are also 1 year old in terms of a clan, as far as like Freedom Alliance is concerned and things like that. This actual server is only a month old, but the clan as a whole has also shared it's already gone past its 1 year birthday. Once we get through Ghosts event, we're gonna have another operation, a different one than we've had before. Our fellow bastard Dad Baca and myself are going to be presenting Diving for Health. It's going to be a operation that we had put a poll out on. A lot of people, surprisingly, were in favor of it more than I thought. So we're going to have a operation put out called Diving for Health. It's going to include all the workouts and alternate versions of those workouts, along with videos, so everybody knows how that works. The idea is that you're going to play games and matches, and you might be in the top one or two of a specific metric, whether it's kills, reinforcements, whatever it might be, but you're not going to be number one in all of them. So for the metrics that you are not number one in, there's going to be some kind of exercise that you're going to do. You're kind of like banking it as as something to give to Super Earth, as it were. You can choose whether or not you are going to do those exercises immediately after the mission, or bank them and then do them all in sort of one like small workout session. We'll leave that up to you guys. And the idea is that once you do it, you submit your report for, how many push-ups you did, how many sit-ups you did, how many, body squats that you did, whatever it might be. The details for it will get posted when the operation, is about to go live, so it's a little bit more clear. But that's what we're going to have after the Ghost event. And then sometime shortly after Diving for Health, there's going to be the Synthosis Part 3 finale. There might be some delay with that. I'm currently working with some friends of ours on a multiple clan storyline, and I might involve the third part of Synthosis, and that not sure yet, but I might. To catch people up with the Synthosis storyline, we used the tragedy of the hack, as we call it, the breach, as story elements, because that's what you do, right? So in the lore, the breach occurs. Hell, bastards, 808th Mad Bastards are all across the galaxy fighting across all these different fronts, and shit just goes sideways. Things stop working, communications go down, super destroyers stop responding, bastards are stranded on planets or in space. And worst case scenario, the flagship 808th Mad Bastard ship, the Hammermire, which is a Dreadnought class super destroyer by Jutland shipyards. Am I getting that right? Is it Jutland? I think it's Jutland. Either way, Ems, tell me, correct me. Am I right or wrong? Typing me a novel, buddy? Helsing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Helsing Heavy Industry. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was an event some months ago. The bastards took part in that event, the Jutland shipyard, the Jutland event, and that gave us the Hammermire Juggernaut or Dreadnought super destroyer. And that's the flagship ship that the Hell Admiral is on. And during Synthosis, it turned its guns against the 808's own fleet, which was not great. Not great at all. And we learned that synthesis was, or what happened was that a small fire team was doing a mission on a planet where some automatons were acting really strange, kind of passive, acting like they were going to be giving up. And of course, being mad bastards, they were like, no. And they killed them. They just blew their head off. But it kept happening. And after about the fifth or sixth automaton that like shows up and just drops its weapon and puts its hands in the air, they're like, there's something weird going on. So they follow the proper channels, and they decide that we're going to take it back to the Ministry of Science to do some research on whatever the hell's going on with this automaton. It's brought on board the Hammermeyer, and it's later discovered that the automaton had a nanite virus that it was emitting, and it infected the Hell Admiral. And similar to toxoplasmosis, something that house cats give off and can infect in rodents, which makes them more docile and unafraid of cats, synthosis makes those affected lose their hatred for automatons, makes them more empathic towards them, makes them less resistant. And the Hell Admiral gave up the secrets and access and communications, and it brought down the entire 808 fleet and network. But he recovered from that, and High Command decided that he was not of his own mind, and there's very few people that can manage the Mad Bastard, so they're keeping him on as the Hell Admiral, but he needs to rectify this. And look at that, we're going to be going to Cyberstan. And we discovered that a cyborg is responsible for manufacturing the nanites that were infecting not only the Hell Admiral, but a bunch of different people. The Ministry of Science eventually came up with a vaccine to neutralize synthosis. So at this point, anyone who has it or will become in contact with it won't be affected by it. However, we still have the culprit to find. We went to Cyberstan, we raised hell, we pushed the major order, all while trying to pinpoint where the cyborg is located so that he can be apprehended and or killed. So the third part is going to be, locating him wherever he might be and taking care of business. So those are the upcoming ops. Ghost's birthday, Dad Baka and Scorch present Diving for Health, Synthosis Part 3. Moving on, footage repository. So later on in this State of the Bastards, I'm going to cover some division enhancements. Part of that is I want to start putting some more videos out on the socials, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And I can not only play so much, but I can also only record so much footage. So what I've done is in the war footage channel, some of you may have already noticed it, but in the war footage channel, there is a footage repository thread with a link to a Google Drive folder. In that Google Drive folder, it's open for all of you. Dump your footage in there, preferably, if you can, with your UI hidden. There is a keybind. There is in the settings you can toggle that on and off. I'm not exactly sure how it works for console players, but for PC players, you can toggle your UI on and off. Now, this doesn't mean that you can never upload anything if your UI is on, but that's the preference, because when there's no UI, it does make things very clean. But where it doesn't matter so much is if the footage is intentionally funny or sort of memey. In that case, the UI can be on. It's not going to be a huge deal. But the more footage that I can collect, the more I can edit and the more I can put out for uh, for socials for engagement. So as you're playing, if you can remember to record some stuff, that would be very, very appreciated. I'd like to really have a lot of different footage to pull from and cut from, um, and be able to make some videos. That I had asked some time ago if anybody is decent at some video editing, and Drunken Sword, who is part of the clan, reached out. I liked uh, the stuff that he had done previously. So I think I'm probably gonna work with Drunken Sword on doing some video editing for the social media platforms. But he's gonna need content. So whatever we can get will be helpful. All right, XP system overhaul. This is the big one. The XP system achievements, style rolls, that stuff has been a cornerstone of the 808 since we started. The old system was working, but it would still take a long time to reach the top rank because of the grading curve Noctily used. And it's a grading curve that I could not edit or change in any way. It was hard coded into the bot. Um, but it worked. Lightning Crow was, Lady Death, Abby was our first um, Vice Hell Admiral, and then it was Crow. So he was about as high of a rank as you can go. But when we added a bunch of those new ranks, it pushed it up even further. And the higher those ranks go, the more exponential the XP that you needed to earn was. But even still, it was obtainable. It would just take a long time. And then I put out the poll about Corporal Bastard ranks 1 through 5, because as it stood, they were useless. No one was Corporal rank 1 through 5. If you were brand new in the server, and you didn't submit any achievement, any style roll, and all you did was an operation, and you got XP for that, at minimum, you would go to, I think, Corporal Bastard rank 4 or 5. I think it might have been 5. So those initial ranks, there was no amount of XP we could give you that you would be able to obtain those rolls. They were just bypassed. Everyone answered, or not everyone, but everyone who did answer, for the most part, the majority said yes. All ranks should matter. Let's move them up so that they count. So when I moved those ranks up, so Noctily has levels 1 through however many, and it was set so that Corporal Bastard rank 1 started at level 1. What I did is I moved it so that Corporal Bastard rank 1 started at level 5. When I made that change, it shifted every rank up by 5 levels. And at the top, at the high end, the last 5 ranks that you can get, shifting them up by 5 made that curve, that exponential amount of XP you needed, astronomical. Really, really big. A unrealistic number for how we issue out XP. So I was brainstorming with the folks in the War Table. That's the channel for those who have the premium bastard role. About ideas, things that we can do to help folks earn some XP, more XP. And we were doing a lot of discussion, and it ended up really just kind of dawning on me that the best thing that I think I can do is just find an alternative, a replacement, something where I can control the curve of XP earned and at what the amount that it takes to move up to those different tiers, or levels, as it were. And I found that in a bot called Arcane, which is called Drill Sergeant. I pay for the premium. I pay for the subscription on it. When you do that, you can customize the bot to name it what you want. So I named it Drill Sergeant. In Arcane, rank 40, which is the highest rank you can get, occurs at 113,400 XP. Currently, all the achievements and style roles that we have right now, so not including anything new that would be coming up, just what we have right now, all the achievements and style roles equal out to 80,700 XP. That's not including the monthly solo valor and strike efficiencies that you can do every month. So it's not including those. Just using the style roles and achievements at 80,700, if you subtract that from the total amount of XP that you would need to get to the very last rank, that leaves you with 32,700 XP that you would need to earn through the different kinds of operations, 808th operations, division operations, or the rare but very important Freedom Alliance operations, and then Bastard challenges. So you would have to earn 32,700 XP from those three options. It would take some time, but it's quite doable, especially considering that the amount of XP that you get from a Freedom Alliance operation, I have made 5,000 because they happen so infrequently. There was a total, I think, of 5 or 6 of them last year, so they don't happen very often. So it's very viable. It's very possible to reach rank 40 within at least 6 to 8 months, depending on how many achievements and style roles you earn and how many operations you want to partake in. So the process of how we're going to migrate everybody from the current XP system into the new one. Today, Tyler gave me, he gave me a spreadsheet from HD2 Clans of all of the honor awards, which are our achievements and style roles that everybody has. So everybody in HD2 Clans who has a honor award for their achievement or their style role, I have that in a spreadsheet. In the current bot in Arcane, everybody is at 0 XP right now. It's a baseline. What I'm hoping I can do is work with Seth, who's our resident coder and programmer, to use that spreadsheet and make a script that will run the \XP command essentially on kind of like on a timer and award XP based on the amount of honor awards that each individual has. It's going to take a little time to get those details hashed out, but that's my hope. The other way around that is manually doing it, which is if that's what we need to do, then that's what we need to do. But it's going to be manually or hopefully through bot assigning XP to everybody based off of what they have for their honor awards, which are, as I've said before, our achievements and style roles. We've been holding on to the XP you've earned through Crucible, the side operations that you did while Crucible was going on, and we'll award you that XP once we've finally migrated. All tickets that are currently open right now and will continue to be open until this migration is done are going to just stay that way. Any XP that we give you from here on out will be in the new system once that's all realized. The unfortunate thing is that there's no reliable way to know who has what for XP based off of what they've done for operations and bastard challenges and things like that. So my plan is I'm looking at the top 100 people on the leaderboard, the Noctily leaderboard that we see all the time. And I'm going to make sure that once the migration is done, that if after we've awarded all the XP with this new system, if you're not at the rank that you are right now, then I will award you the amount of XP you need to be at the rank you're right now or higher. So that'll just be a manual process of just giving you what you need to get you to the rank you're at now. So sort of cross-referencing the Noctily leaderboard to where you need to be. If you have any questions for that, write them down, keep them in your noggin. We'll do a Q&A after, but that's the big thing. Is this XP overhaul? It's going to require a little time. Hopefully, a bot that will work to automate that process, because it's going to be a time-consuming one. But it does need to get done, because the current bot just simply will not work at the curvature that it grades XP. It would take years for somebody to get to the highest rank, and I don't want it to be a slog. I don't want it to be like that. Okay. Division enhancements. So, I'm going to be putting in chat here if folks want to just pause on talking for just a minute or so. I want to take a quick second to thank our premium bastards. It really does mean a lot that there are people in here who find enough value in the server that they subscribe, because that goes a long way. And I'm going to show you some of what that's gone to. So I'm going to open up this here. Okay. Make this bigger. Here we go. If you guys wouldn't mind just pausing on chatter for just a second, I'm going to be uploading some stuff here. I've spent some time overhauling and reworking the division logos to be a little bit more in line, to look a little. T-Tech and Plaguefire actually has two variations of armor because they're gas and fire. Make sure that went through. Yeah. There's Plaguefire. Then we have Vanguard logo and armor. Going for that Mandalorian vibe a little bit. Pathfinders. Boop. And boop. Breach and Blade. I know there's not a whole lot of Breach and Blade right now, but we'll get more. To be frank, I think their armor looks absolutely sick. There's Breach and Blade. And then last, certainly not least, our boys and girls in purple, Blackout. In addition to, if I can find it, let me go here real quick. In addition to the armor mods and the updated logos, I'm getting 3 image renders of group shots done in Blender by an artist in the Freedom Alliance named Peasy. This is a sneak peek, a work in progress of Vanguard that she needs to finalize. Then it's going to be a group shot of the Siege Break with the 2 companies of Siege Break, and then a group shot of the Blackout unit. In addition to the updated logos, the division armors, and the 3D group shots, I'm working with Marvelous Shenanigans again. They're the ones that did the 808th trailer that came out about a month ago, to do 30-second promo videos for each division. It's going to take a little bit to do it, but that's in the works. And a lot of what helps pay for this is being a premium bastard. Having that sub can go a long way. Now, bear in mind, between the division armor mod and the 30-second videos that we're getting done, and I am working with Chechen, the graphic designer. He's currently working on creating 2 designs per division for the merch store. So within a few weeks, the merch store is also not only going to be updated with that, but kind of finalized. We're going to have every division is going to have at least 2 designs with multiple pieces of merchandise that you can get with those designs. Between the merch store, between the Patreon, that makes our clan creator fund. And it's that stuff that helps pay for all of everything else. It's a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of money between Chechen's designs and the Marvelous Shenanigans video stuff, where the clan create, like what we've gotten from the Patreon subs has been helpful. It doesn't cover all of it, doesn't even cover half of it, but it covers still a substantial portion. So I really, really appreciate all of those who have donated or subbed or purchased things through the merch store, even with the limited amount that we have in there now. It really, really does help. The idea is that all of the money that we make from the merch store and from the Patreon just gets recycled and put back into the server for really cool, fun stuff like armor mods and video clips and promotional stuff, cameos by John Helldiver himself. You know, that's what the whole thing's all about. And shout out to Doc. I don't know how much you want to be put on blast, but shout out to Doc. New achievements. Once we get through the XP migration, which is the big project right now, once we get through the achievements, I'm sorry, once we get through the XP stuff, I'm going to start focusing on giving us some new achievements. Cassio has been really helpful with that. There's quite a list of suggested stuff in our suggestions channel. But he's not alone. There's been plenty of great ideas from a lot of different people, and that's why I've been pinning them left and right, left and right. That's my work board. That's what I'm going off of to come up with some of these ideas. In addition to some of the stuff I've seen in our allied clans channels, getting some inspiration and best practices from them. I want to be able to give you guys stuff to do, things to look forward to, things to be active. And while there's going to be some achievements that are similar to what we have now and that they're grind achievements, it's just a matter of hitting a certain number. I do also want to have more achievements that are more active, things that you have to actually go and do, not just grind out because you have enough time to play the game. So those are definitely going to be coming up and on the plate for the next couple months. Is how, you know, when I expect that. The big thing with new achievements is achievements, or I'm calling them medals now, achievements / medals. They're all in HD2 clans, right? They're considered honor awards in HD2clans.com. And you get to show them off on your player card. But what you're showing off is the artwork, is the icons for every honor award, every medal that you earn. And it's our resident artist, Aku, who makes those. So if I'm going to add 10, 13, 15 new achievements, then that means 10, 13, 15 new icons that need to be made. So that's going to take some time. You know, she's busy. She's in school. But her style is what we've based the clan's iconography around. So from the division logos to all of the honor awards and style roles that you have now, that's all her art. I do a little photoshopping to it after the fact, but it's her art style. So and we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep using her for those things. So I got to commission her out. She's got to make them, and then I got to upload them and attach them in HD2 clans and create them in a few different spots. That's the fun part, is they do exist in several different areas. So it does take a little time to get it all out, but that's what's on my plate after the XP project. Um, Lastly,
Wait, dude,
long
I'm listening
term,
to the state of the bastard right now.
no no ETA on it. I don't know how long it's going to take.
Look, they're making a
Could be within
mod
this
for
year,
T-Tech and all the rest of the
might
armor
go
shit.
into next year,
Look at this.
but I've talked about it before, and it's
Like
fire
a
teams.
mod for the armor.
So the idea came about when I was shooting some shit with Tyler over at the Freedom Alliance, and we came up with this idea of using Aku's assets. The way that she does her art is very clean, and it uses very simple shapes and designs, and that's really helpful in something like an image generator, where you can kind of customize and pick and choose different assets and elements to make your own sort of. The idea was your own logo. Um, but before we got to that point, we thought about a ribbon generator. So as clan leads create operations in Melchior One, sometimes they create awards, and they have to come up with the art for those awards. Either they make them themselves, or they find them online, or they use an AI generator or something. If we can provide them with a tool to generate and customize their own awards through a whole bunch of different little assets that they can just pick and choose and arrange to customize and generate their own operational medal or ribbon, that would be super duper helpful for a lot of clan leads. So that's the first part of the project, and that's still preliminary too. That's still just kind of beta right now, like just getting it off the ground. Um, but once that gets made, because Tyler does need to make the back end, he needs to make the system with which encode out all of the stuff that's going to make that work. And Aku's going to provide the art for it. So uh, when that gets finished, whenever that gets built out, however long that might take, and we have this operation ribbon generator, we're then going to be able, because now the architecture is there. The mechanisms and the technology to do a logo generator is now there. So now we're going to transition the ribbon image generator to a logo image generator. And that's where the idea of fire teams comes in. We've had a lot of people come up with different sort of ideas and theories about how we can go about doing that. And I'm hearing them all. I'm not too focused right now on the details or the nitty gritty of how that's going to work, because it's so far away. But my idea, though, is that, we've had some conversation the last couple of days about how sometimes the divisions might feel a little broad or maybe a little vague. And fire teams are going to be a way of getting really niche. You can have a fire team could be made up solely of heavy armor units under siege break. T-Tech could have, instead of, T-Tech support, we think of stims and support packs, but engineering is a big part of T-Tech. It's the E in T-Tech. There could be a fire team that's focused just on the engineering part of that. You could have a fire team that's made up of multiple different division members, each one filling a specific role. The creativity and the ideas of what your fire teams can be is really just limited to you. The idea is that I provide you with the tool to create the logos, and then what you do with that image, the lore that you build up around it, the fire team aspects, that's going to be up to you. And how that's going to look and how that mechanism is going to happen, we'll figure that out when we get there. But that's the long-term project. That's the long-term goal that we have. Um, the
Maybe
last thing before we
maybe
get
we're
to the
German.
Q&A, and when we get to the Q&A, I'm going to turn the camera off because I'm going to take this thing off because it's a freaking sauna in here, and I'm going to be able to read your stuff easier if I have this off. Um, but the last thing that I want to just inform some folks about, some people know, some people don't know. Um, but in addition to doing stuff for all of you here in the 808th as the clan leader and whatnot, about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, I was, along with Ghost, formally invited to be part of the Freedom Alliance development team. So, what that means is all of the stuff that the Freedom Alliance puts out, things like Pelican Down. Last year, the big stuff I mentioned earlier when we were talking about the XP thing, there was about I want to say 4 or 5 events that occurred last year. We had Welcome to Hell. That was the Xbox when Xbox came out for Helldivers 2. They did a thing for that. Welcome to Hell. There was before that one, Heroes. Heroes was a big one. That one made some media coverage. Heroes was the event that was run. Um, when did that run? From June 24th to June 28th of last year. And Heroes was an event that was about raising some money. It kind of ran alongside a major order. But in that, they raised over $120,000 for the Save the Children Foundation. So these events, these things that the Freedom Alliance does, is made and is these ideas are brought up and made by that creative team. So now I'm part of that. So things going on for into this next year, whatever Freedom Alliance stuff that comes out, um, know that the 808th is going to be a part of that or be represented at the very least, um, and that I'm going to have some kind of hand in creating it, whether it's posters, whether it's voice acting lines, whether it's writing, whatever I can do to help them um, realize their vision and collaborate and create stuff. Um, I'm going to do my best to do that. And it's not going to take away from my time here in the 808th. It's always going to be a focus and a priority for me, making sure that we have operations going, that the merch store is running good, and that we always have something engaging, something to look forward or to work towards. And like I said, we have a great admin team, a great mod team. So even if in an event where I'm not going to be able to be fully present, whether that's because I'm on vacation or otherwise preoccupied, I know that I have a great team to step in and make sure things are moving full bore ahead. So I think that's all my bullet points. That's all the things on my agenda for the state of the bastards. I'm gonna take my camera off and remove this damn helmet. Oh man, that's hot. Okay. Ugh. I can breathe. I can breathe. Okay. I mean, we could just type stuff in here, but I don't know. What do you think's the best way of doing a Q&A? Should we just I'll just stay on the stage and you guys ask questions and I'll answer them as I can, or should I step off the stage and let folks say what they want to ask? I don't know what you guys think is the best way. I've never done one of these before. How's the raise hands thing work, Zoro? I don't know how that What is? I know that people can raise their hands, but what does that do? Oh, I see. Well, that's cool. All right, cool. Great. Let's do that then. If folks have questions about anything I talked about, or even things I didn't talk about, raise your hand and you can come up on stage and we can talk about it. Or that. You can just you can type it out too. Oop. Okay, who we got here? T Rex. You raised your hand. Let's
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah. Can you hear
Sorry.
me?
Hold on, let me get my headphones on. What's up, buddy?
What's up? How are you? Well,
Um,
that's not my question, but
Hi, thank
but
you. Thank you for coming.
mine was less a question rather than a statement. But
What's up?
I know that I'm part of other clans and everything. But if there's anything I can ever do to help you guys, let me know. I'm trying to be like more generally helpful across the community. So I mean, anything that anybody here needs, like that I can help with, or like you personally, like anything that I can do to help here, let me know, and I'm more than happy to help. I'm like I said, I'm trying to step up across the community.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. I think that's honestly the spirit of what the Freedom Alliance is, right? Is a bunch of clan leaders and people coming together to collaborate, and ultimately Melchior is that tool that allows us to come up with some storylines or not. We don't even necessarily need a storyline. You could just create an operation and be like, hey, the MO is this. We want to attack a planet or whatever. Do you guys want to help us do that? And you could just create the operation, and people can come in and like what we're doing right now with the cold steel. So as far as like what you can do for us, I think honestly, as at least as of right now, the best help that any of us can get is just being a presence, man. Just being helpful, hanging out, being active, being engaging. If you come across any of the social media stuff, engage with it in some fashion. Uh, that's about the most helpful thing you can do. Next to just, I guess, buying my merch and giving me your money.
Yeah. I was just wanting to offer my service if I could, like anything that you need, really.
Yeah, no, I thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's very, very kind of you. Um, what is this, Morena? What? That's kind of dope, actually. I like that.
Well, what is she sending you? Is she sending you
If you check the chat in the state of the best, it's this black and white pen. It looks like I'm about to drop this year's hottest album.
Oh.
Anybody else have? Oh, yep. Okay. Hey, Rec, I'm gonna have someone else come up. I appreciate you. Thank you
Yep.
for the comment. Thank you for making yourself available. Really
Yep.
appreciate it. Thank
Definitely.
you.
Anytime. Do I need to leave, or is it good?
I think so. I
Okay.
think you do.
I don't. I'm driving currently, so I'm trying to figure out how this.
There you go. Hey, Omega, what's up? You have a question? Maybe, possibly. Omega, you there, buddy?
Shit.
There you are. There you are.
I was having mic problems, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. What's up? You have a question?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to figure this out on the phone. This is proving to be a problem. I did want to ask, what is there an ETA right now on the whole XP thing at all, or what's like?
Great question. So, yeah, the ETA is going to be as soon as possible. So I already have the spreadsheets that I need, the CSV files from Tyler. He gave them to me about 6 hours ago. So now what's left is you guys can still put in tickets. They're going to just sit in open status for right now. I need to get with Seth and figure out a way that we can use Bastard Guard to automate giving you guys the XP for the honor awards that you already have. So if you go to hg2clans.com, you look at your profile and you see all, what you have for honor awards, which are, like I had said before, our achievements, our achievement medals, and our style rolls. What you have now, we need to reissue out as XP in this new system. And it would take a while to do it manually, but
Yeah.
we will do it if we have to. But my preference is to see if Seth can help spool up a bot that can run that command. Because a bot can't interact with another Discord bot, right? It can't do that. But what it could do, I think, potentially, is run the command \XP and put in, say this is the person, this is the amount that they're getting. I don't know all of the details of how that works. I'm not a coder, but my goal is to work with him and get something figured out within the next several days. And then as soon as, if it's a situation where he's like, you know what, give me a minute, I need to think about it, I think I can make this work, then that'll take however long that takes. But if he's like, there is no way I can do this, there's just no way it's going to work, then I'm not going to continue to try and chase that. I'm just going to say, all right, thank you, yup. And then myself and the admins are going to get to work on just giving everyone their XP manually. And that's probably going to take like a week or two because it's intensive to do all that, but it will get done.
And you said
Yes.
the current pending XP from Crucible and stuff is... Yeah, okay.
Yep. So Crucible is going to give everyone who participated 5,000 XP, and then you're going to get whoever participated in those small side operations as they became available will also get XP for those as well.
All right.
Is that it? You have any other questions?
That's it. I'll give the floor to other people now.
All right, Omega. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yep.
Chemlight. Hey, buddy.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. What's going on?
So, just was thinking, how would you guys feel about doing a joint op with the 13th sometime later on in the future?
I think that would be fine.
Because trying to get some more active engagement between us, I'm trying to build our alliance more, and that would be a great way to do that.
Yeah, we could definitely work out the if it's going to be sort of a story-based thing, or if it's just going to be an operation metrics thing, we can work that out. And if it is a story thing, we can certainly storyboard and collaborate and come up with some ideas. I know there's a lot of stuff in the works for myself right now in terms of operations and things between Ghost, the 117th, things in the Freedom Alliance. We're all busy and we're all trying to make things. We're all trying to create things. So there's no reason that we couldn't do a joint operation. It's just a matter of fitting it in where we can, and there's definitely going to be a place to fit it in. It's just a matter of finding where.
All right, cool. I just wanted to run that by you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's it. I'll
All right, man.
hand the floor over to someone else.
All right. Thank you. Hey, Zoro.
Well, hello.
Hey.
I am asking a question on behalf of Remember No Russian, as he cannot use his mic.
Okay.
The question he had was for the Tier 3 Premium Bastard patches, What is a status update for that?
They went out yesterday. I don't know how long. I guess it really kind of depends on where you guys live and what weather it needs to get through, but it should be reaching people fairly soon-ish.
Perfect. That was his question.
Right. And Apostle. Zoro, get out of here. It's Apostle of Hate's turn. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, Zoro. Thank you, No Russian. Apostle, hey, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
going?
My question is more about like the achievement medals and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Mhm.
My question is, I've been seeing a lot of things that like revolve around the like siege break and blackout. I was wondering if we were gonna be getting any more localized towards like T-Tech achievements, because it kind of seems like they don't really get that much.
Are you talking about?
Just like the medals in general, because you got like butcher, you got the there's a couple of more like and some of the challenges as well. I know it takes like a team to really kind of like come up with the idea, but I was wondering if there was going to be more of like an achievement rather than a challenge.
Are you talking
for
about
T-Tech.
bastard challenges when you say challenge?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm referring to.
Bastard challenges are entirely up to what you all submit. Cassier comes up with a ton of ideas himself, but it is not beholden to him. So for him alone to make. So whoever has ideas for bastard challenges,
I'm meaning for more so for the medals. You were calling them medals earlier.
yeah, those
The
those
achievement medals.
achievements. So
Yeah.
for those, honestly, to be honest with you, I never really designed them around any particular type of division.
Okay.
I was solely looking at metrics when you go, because all of those things are stats, metrics in your career page. So
Okay.
like Butcher, that's solely just, that's an example of an achievement that's not grind based. That's something that somebody who's level 15 could do, as long as they have if someone dropped a mech for them or dropped a portable hell bomb or whatever, or even if they just unlocked a 380 and had the right weapon and the right RNG with bugs or squids or whatever, someone who's really low level could still pull off Butcher or even Rampage Incarnate. I can see how those might be geared more towards someone who's like in Siege Break, because of like the vibe that division is. But I didn't actually design them with any particular division in mind. Most of the other ones are all kind of grind based, like get 5,000 orbitals, get 10,000 grenade kills, get 80,000 enemy kills, 3.5 reinforcements. A lot of that stuff is just going off the metrics. So but to answer your question, I can certainly try and make achievements that have a skew towards a particular division or company. A lot of what I'm going to do for achievements is, there's been some really, really great suggestions from folks in the suggestions channel that I've pinned. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but a lot of what I'm going to do is going to be based off of those. And there's a few things. Zoro actually brought up a thing that the Ninth Hellraisers have that we could sort of adopt or take inspiration from and sort of, pun intended, bastardize it for our own purposes. That's not really division specific, but it's something that is actionable, something that people can seek out to do and not be just grind based. So if anything, while I can try and do that, make some of them skewed towards divisions, ultimately my goal is to have at least a good handful
of achievements that are not grind based. That's kind of where my priority is, because I want people to have the ability to earn some pretty decent XP by just being able to play the game in a creative or clever way and not just be level 150. You know what I mean?
Roger. Yeah, that's totally fair. I can see where you're sending that from. 100%. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you for asking the question. It was a good one.
Oof.
Of course.
You let down. Like spelled all.
Okay. I'm gonna
that's fine.
Morena or one of you guys are gonna have to give me a Cliff Notes version of all this chatter and chat, because there's no way I'm reading all of that. That's so many things. Does anybody else have any questions they would like to? Oh, Dennis Kraus, get on up here. Hello. You there, Dennis? Dennis, no. He's died. His mic is dead. He can't speak. Dennis, going once. Going twice. 3 times the lady. All right. Rest in peace, buddy. Dennis the Menace. Anybody else have any questions for anything that I've talked about or not talked about? Things you might be wondering or musing about. Okay, Zorro, back up again. Hello, Zorro.
Hello. More so, just so you know, and that way you don't have to try to read through the buried chat, but I am taking notes of this on a Word document for the questions and summarizing your answers. I'll get that all typed up and made pretty and create a thread somewhere shortly after all this. So I am trying to cover all this for anybody that might have missed.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome. Who's up? Elite. Hello.
Hello. I
You have a
have a
question?
question. Yes.
Yes.
Is
What's
it
up?
possible in the future that the 808 Mad Masters might expand into other video games other than Helldivers 2?
I don't, that's a great question. I have thought about it. It's really ambitious. There's a certain level. I think, when you look at some really big Discord servers that are clan based or rallied around like a guild or something like that exist in several different games, they tend to be fairly large, especially if they've managed to last a while. And when you get a server that's 5, 8, 10,000 people, that becomes quite an undertaking. You need to be able to dedicate a significant amount of time to maintaining that server. You need a lot more admin, and things like that. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I even have the time to be able to like dedicate what would be needed for a server of such size that would be cross-platform or across multiple games. But we sort of kind of have that a little bit with the other games channels. I know right now Trialsphere has the, as you know, because you're part of that, is the
Tuaya?
the Terraria thing. So like that's really cool, and I'm glad he was able to get that going. I know that throughout this year, and next year, there's going to be some pretty big AAA games that are going to grab and capture the attention of a lot of people. And games like Helldivers and other existing games that are live service are going to take a hit in both engagement and population. I know that. And so I might be interested in creating channels or spaces within our server to coordinate playing together or discussing some of these larger games that come out. That might be a stepping stone to a server that is inclusive of many different games as being a sort of clan or guild or brand across them. We'll see. That's really kind of down the line, I think, for me. But yeah.
I have a question. Can I ask one more question? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have a background in marketing?
No.
Oh. Hmm.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Because I was just trying to figure out how you run all this. Because I'm like, you have to have a background like something like that or something closer. Like, this is like running this whole thing. It's a lot of work.
Sure is. It sure is. I don't know what I'm doing. If I kind of just fly by the seat of my pants.
All right, well, it's all working. All right, that's all. That's all I have.
All right. Appreciate the question, Elite. Before I get Apostle back up on here, I see that No Russian also just asked a question. Hey, Scorch, is there any chance we'll get more of the old server members back? I mean, honestly, No Russian, I would love that, but I have no fucking clue, man. They would have to find us. They would need to find the server and come back. I can't. There's no way I can make them. We did like originally. What happened after that? The original server went down. Seth had a list of all of the members of the original server, and his bot Bastard Guard sent out invitations to the new server, this server, to a ton of people. And for those of you who might remember, about a month ago, we got in trouble for that. We couldn't send like pictures, and we couldn't do a lot. We were kind of handicapped for like several days, and that was because Discord kind of slapped us on the wrist and said, "Don't do that. Don't send out a bunch of invites to people. It seems sketchy." So we had to not do that anymore. Apostle, come on back up here. Dennis, I'll answer your question as soon as Apostle asks his. Go for it, buddy.
Mine's real quick. Where would you be posting? Because I came in like really on the back end. I only got to see the armor. Really, where would you be putting the like consensus of like what all was talked about here?
I'm probably going to create a temporary channel of like State of the Bastards recap. We'll include Zoro's notes. I'll also post a copy of my talking points that I was going off of. I was trying to record this and some shit went sideways and it stopped recording. So if anybody else happens to be recording this, I'll include it in that channel as well.
All right, awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Dennis, let's read your question here. I don't really know how to do this all with Discord XP and all. I'm just happy to be part of the team. Well, I'm happy you're part of the team. I don't need a rank, but is it possible that it will come back to me like you are here for so long and didn't have a rank? Get out of here. My second question is, I have friends who are like, this clan is really cool, but I can't play enough for a clan. What they require, is this a problem or are they welcome? So the second part of your question, they're absolutely welcome to be in here. We don't have activity requirements. I don't require people to play a certain amount. I don't require people to be of a certain skill level. The Mad Bastards was created to be an inclusive place that is welcoming and safe, and a place where people of all skill levels, of all play styles, of all identities, genders, whatever, can come here and just focus on the fact that This is a place that they can be themselves and they can get into a game and play with people and kill bots, bugs, and squids. That's the kind of place environment I'm fostering. So if they want to come in here, play when they can play, and otherwise just kind of hang out, make some friends, get into the other games channels if they're into like Legos or Star Wars or RPGs, they're more than welcome to do that. As far as the first part of your question, I don't think I understand that. I don't need a rank, but is it possible that it will come back to me like you were here for so long and didn't have a rank, get out of here? If you're asking, am I going to kick you because you've been in here for so long and don't have a rank? No. Again, there's no requirements. You don't have to participate in the structures that I have built. You don't need to create a thread tracker. You don't need to submit reports. You don't need to join the division. That's all just cherry, right? The design of this server, like all HD2 clan servers, as far as I'm concerned, is it's meant to be a hub for you to meet like-minded people to play the game together so that you don't have to dive with random players. Some people enjoy that. Some people enjoy responding to SOSs. I enjoy responding to SOSs, especially for low-level players. But there's also a lot of grief and there's also a lot of shit that comes from playing with, especially in like the middling areas, like levels 5, 6, 7, 8. You get a lot of like just griefers and stupid shit. And sometimes you get a lot of great players too. But that's the whole reason why I started the Bastards, is because I loved playing the game and I had no one to play with, and I would play with randoms and I would get kicked for random reasons. I would get shot at. People would be taking my shit for no. It was annoying. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a space where I can have people of similar mindset as myself where we can just play this game together. And at the end of the day, that is what this server is about. All the other stuff, the XP, the bots, the divisions, that's all a structure that I've made for everyone else to engage in if they want to, because it adds an extra element to the game. I've had plenty of people DM me and tell me, both privately and publicly in the server, thank you for making this. It's made me more engaged with the game. It's made playing the game more fun. And that is awesome. And that's why I have the systems and structures in place, is to give people things to do. But it's all optional. If you're loving the game and you're enjoying playing it just as you are and you don't need to do any of that stuff, then don't. Just keep playing the game as you are. Dive with people in here and get into voice channels and make some friends. Like, that ultimately is the most important part, I think, of being in a server like this. Castior, come on up.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, buddy?
So I have a about the fire teams. Is there going to be like a limit on how many members can be per fire team?
I don't know. Probably, maybe. Again, those details, I'm not thinking too much about them because I'm saying fire teams in the hopes that like this is a long-term goal. And the intention is to make it a reality. But there's also a reality in which it might not happen either. It's so far down the line. It really does depend on how it comes together, what the infrastructure is like, and how long it takes Tyler to make it. Before the logo generator thing is a reality, the Operation Ribbon generator needs to become a reality. So that first needs to be made, and that even still is in very, very early production. So now, does that mean if we don't have a logo generator thing that fire teams just won't exist? No, it still might be something that I will entertain. But my intention is to create it with the logo generator, because the idea is that you'd be able to go to the website and hit create now and then get like I don't really know like what I can equate it to. Sort of like character customization, character creation in RPGs and stuff. It's like kind of the same concept of like, here's a blank canvas, and then here's a bunch of different shapes and images that you can sort of arrange in a circular pattern or a square pattern or whatever, and finalize it. And there's your logo. There's your fire team logo. My intention is to make fire teams with that. But if it turns out that that's not really ever going to be a thing, then I might still want to try this fire team thing, but it would need to exist in a way where like it can be represented in a way that is unique and separate, a part of divisions, but separate from divisions, if that makes sense. But to answer your question, I don't know the details or specifics yet.
All right. Yeah, it sounds interesting though, and I hope it becomes a reality.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
That was all I had. Thank you for
That's
having
it?
me.
Yeah, no problem.
No. Yeah. Adios.
Russian, see you, buddy. Russian's got another question. Will there be achievements like Solo Valor that could be 2 or 3 man to work up? Will there be achievements like Solo Valor that could be 2 or 3 man to work up to Solo Valor? I don't know if I understand that question. To work up to Solo Valor? Bearded, I'm gonna get you in here in just a second. I just want to see what I'll bring you in now, but I'm as I preparing yourself for Solo Valor. Still, Beard, do you know what Russian's trying to ask me?
Let me check.
I'm sorry. No, Russian. I'm doing my best here. I don't understand the question.
Will there be achievements like Solo Valor that could be hang on. 2 or 3 man to work up to Solo Valor. So just to ask for clarification, like a Solo Valor achievement that's repeatable, but I'm guessing in a duo or a trio squad. Is that correct? Several people are typing. That's never a good sign. So a non-repeatable Solo Valor.
Not repeatable, but like Solo Valor. But with others. I see.
I mean, we already. Sorry, Scorch. You're the speaker here.
Go for it, man. Go ahead.
I mean, there's already a. We already have both Phantom Operative and shoot, what was the other one?
Perfectionist of War.
Perfectionist of War. Yeah, I was mixing up the two. Those are essentially the like step above Solo Valor. But you have to complete those with another person, which with Phantom Operative, definitely doable. Though if you want to go above and beyond, do a full clear. Otherwise, Perfectionist of War, while having a second person can help, you are also having to worry about the other person not dying, or at least not needing to call them in for a reinforcement.
Yep.
Is that the 808 resident voice actor here? This is Steve Marshall Orson. I'm sorry.
Well, Moreno's like, Beard, say the line. That's funny. How cool was it? How cool was it when we were playing for the first time, when we all played it for the first time, and your line comes in about killing a Bile Titan, and then you actually killed a Bile Titan in the game.
That wasn't me, but holy fuck, that was just... God, that was hilarious, because for a moment, I actually at the risk of sounding cringe, I actually felt like Orson had just dived onto the planet, and we were actually our pronouns are they them because we are actually them.
Yeah, no shit.
I
That was
say
kinda
as
cool.
we are diving on a level 6 EVA.
Yeah. Did you have a question, my friend?
I had a question for the audience actually.
Oh,
Did y'all remember to hydrate today?
I actually just drank some tea.
Good to hear.
It's important to hydrate.
Several people are typing. This is the only time I like to see that.
Oh, Morena. Someone hydrate and protect that woman.
Wait, it doesn't count if there's caffeine in it.
You know, that's been debunked, my friend.
Really?
Coffee and tea, coffee does hydrate you. The diuretic effect is not substantial enough to negate the amount of water going into you.
That is very good to know then.
Indeed.
So does this mean I can drink like 2 Monster Energies and be considered hydrated?
Technically, yes. Would it be
Should I
better
do
just
that?
to drink water to hydrate yourself? Also, yes.
Understandable. All right. No, sorry. I just wanted to come in here and so ask a silly, somewhat
you
silly,
goof.
but also somewhat caring question. All right. I will. Yeah, I'll go ahead and yield the floor to someone who might actually have a more serious question than me.
All right, buddy. Elite,
Yeah.
you're back up.
I have another question. How was Seth able to pull together a list of 300 people and send out an invite to them? Like, where did he get that list from? Like, was it stored in a database? Was he quickly pulling it from the old server? Like, how did he do that?
So, I can only answer the question from someone who does not know how coding or scripting works. When the hack was actively happening, and I could not get into my account, and I was on my alternate account, and the DLs were doing damage control. Part of that was Seth spooling up very quickly. I think Papa Dragon from Ghost also helped him out in some fashion. He created Bastard Guard, and the original point of Bastard Guard was to make it so that any time that the hacker who had my original account would try to say something, it would automatically delete what he said. So Bastard Guard was scripted really quickly on the fly to do that. Once it was in the server, because Beard needed to invite the bot into the server, and being an admin, he was able to do that. He continued to code and script it out. And what he did in real time as it was happening is he had the bot, he created a script for it that scraped all of the metadata of the server, and it basically made a database copy of all of the server's roles, all of the server's channel structure, or most of it, like 90% of it. And it grabbed the user IDs of all of the active users, or not even active. It just grabbed all of the user IDs of everyone in the clan at that time. And then once the server got nuked and we were all migrated over into the backup server, and we moved Bastard Guard, we invited Bastard Guard into the new server, he then used his skills as a coder and scripter to use the user IDs that he got from the original server and created basically a sort of repeating and recurring script that sent out Discord invites, because we do have a standard stock link that you can send out that doesn't expire. And he sent out that link to all the user IDs in like succession. But because he did that, it triggered a response from Discord.
Ah, okay. What safeguards have been put in place to prevent the breach from happening again?
That's a great question. Several things. For one, this account that I'm on now and the account that you see me on all the time is not the owner account. Technically, it's just an admin account. I'm just like a fancy DO, really. The owner account is not logged in. It's not accessible through Discord. The owner account is on an email. It has a Gmail account that is not logged in anywhere. All the accounts have 2FA put on them, and the passwords for all of them are very long, very complex, and none of them are the same. The account that I'm on right now, the email account that's attached to this, is not a Gmail account. It is a Proton account, which I pay for. It's extremely secure, and even with 2FA, there are other safeguards that Proton has in place, including a 12-word key phrase that I had to print out and put in a file, because if I try to even change my password, I need to know what those 12 words are. So even if in a world where I was stupid enough to click another fucking link and install a Trojan onto my computer, and it scraped all of those access tokens that it did and whatever, it would not get very far.
So basically, it was just kind of a weird virus that basically grabbed the cache and grabbed the current sessions that were in your browser. And that's how I was able to get in, bypass and everything else, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay, I've seen that before. Yeah, that makes total sense. Because I'm like, getting people to download something is a little bit tricky, so the easier way is just to get them a link. They click on the link and then grabs the session key, and boom, there you go, basically.
Yep.
That makes sense. Excellent.
Do you have any other questions?
How many bots did Seth create for the Hell Bastards? I mean, the Mad Bastards, sorry.
Just the one. It's just Bastard Guard. It does several different things, but it's just the one bot.
What coding language was used to make it?
No idea. You'd have to ask Seth those technical questions. I have no idea.
Okay, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much.
No problem, buddy. Seth codes in JavaScript. There you go. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa. Anybody else have any questions, comments, burning desires, professions of love, faith, betrayal? My wife. I love your wife too. I mean, I love my wife. Again, thank you guys for being here. Also, as a reminder, and I will put it out again. I'll make another announcement for it before Monday. But going forward, on starting Monday, any announcements I make, I will be tagging the Bastards role, not the @everyone role. So if you are currently a member and have already gone through the onboarding process, which if you're here, you did, and would like to be notified when server announcements go out, you're going to want to head to the announcements opt-in channel, the temporary channel that I have up, and react to that button so that you'll get those notifications. Right, I'm trying to find that picture. That black white picture you made was so fucking funny. That's wild. I got it. I got it. I got it. Anybody else have any questions? Anything? We got 19 folks in here, so I think a lot of you have been here from the get-go. So favorite light pen primary. I mean, I haven't thoroughly played with all of them, but of the ones that I have played with, I would probably say either just the stock Liberator. Now that I haven't leveled up to 25 with the drum mag, that thing's fucking sick. Or the I can't remember the name. The other Liberator that's like more rapid fire. I can't remember the name right now, but it's like a mini stalwart. That thing fucks. Yeah, the carbine. Yeah. Level 25 carbine with the drum mag. Whoo! But I like the diligence too. I just have to lower the sensitivity on my mouse if I want to be a little bit more accurate. No problem. Jakey, your question, how do I get XP? Russian, linked you to the overview. That's helpful. That's essentially like your Bible. But the long short of it is you get XP through a whole bunch of different ways. When we do operations, you get XP for those. It's an important. I do mention it in the overview, and I'll reiterate it here. When we do clan operations, like right now, we have we're opting in to do the operation Cold Steel for an ally clan. If they have created, if in their event, their operation, they have a ribbon or an award, both doing the operation and doing the award will work towards that. Those will count towards the award and operational achievements that you can get. But you won't, there's no XP to be earned from doing a clan operation that we've opted into. What you get XP for is operations, 808th operations, ones that I make, division operations. If you join a division and one of the 3 division generals create operations, you get XP for those. If the Freedom Alliance, we just had with Crucible, when they do those sorts of things, you get XP for those as well. Bastard challenges, later on, they're closer towards the bottom of the channel list. You can do those. You can do as many of those as you'd like. Those give you XP. Submitting tickets for achievement medals and style rolls give you XP. So lots of ways to earn XP. Recruit 3 people, you get XP. No problem. Do we get participation points on Melchior if we do the ops that are not? So yeah, kind of what I was saying. If you go to, if you look at the overview and you look at achievement medals, towards the bottom, there are 3. There is, oh, what, deadass? If I bring people, yes. If you get 3 people into the server and those people that you invite, if they need to DM myself or one of the DOs and say, hey, Apostle of Hate invited me here, and we get 3 of those, yes, you get XP, and you get an award for that. It's called the Headhunter role. But to go back to your question, Crow, if I go to the overview and we go to achievement medals, you look at the bottom, we have operational achievements and award achievements. I know you've seen them, you've given tickets, stuff for this. But the operational achievements are given when you've done 10 operations, 20 operations, 35 and 50. Award achievements when you get 10, 25, 35, and 50. Specifically, completion and metric awards. Honor awards do not count towards that because honor awards are what we give you for your achievements, your achievement medals, and your style rolls. You're already getting XP for those. It's specifically completion and metric awards, and you get those when the clan operation, whoever the clan is, that if they make an operation, if they've created an award, not all of them do, but if they do, then if it's a metric one, if you meet the metric, you'll get that award. If it's simply a completion one, then just by participating in that operation, you'll get that award. So as your completion and metric awards go higher, you'll be able to qualify for the award achievements. And by just participating in operations, even if you're not going to get XP for succeeding in that operation. So Cold Steel, which is available right now, that's being hosted by another clan. We're just participating in it along with other clans. So it's not one I've made. It's not one the division's made, and it's not a Freedom Alliance one. So there's no XP to be given for completing it. But it still is going to count on your player card as being an operation that you've submitted reports to and that you've participated in. So that will count towards the operational achievements. So if you have 19 operations under your belt and you go do Cold Steel right now, and when that completes, you will then have 20 operations completed in your player card, and then you would be able to submit a ticket for operational achievements. Operations Bastard is the one for 20. There's so many. Invite all of that. Yeah, Papa, that fucking GIF fucks me up every time because that is not Michael Scott. Like, who the fuck is that? Yeah, that's a good question, Crow. Yeah. So in a way, you still do get something for participating in clan operations. It's going to count towards your. It's going to count towards the operation achievement. I know that the Ghost's birthday. I'm pretty sure they're making some kind of awards for those. So we're going to opt into that, and whether it's a metric or a goal-based one, whatever it might be. If you get an award from that, that's going to account towards your award achievements as well as your operational achievement. Oh, got a hand. Zorro again.
All right. Sorry, I'm not trying to monopolize this, but ain't nobody else raising their hands. So, my question was, is there a cost that we as a server have to participate in other ops, or is it just us collaborating?
What do you mean by a cost?
Like is there either to the other server or for us to use Melchior, do we have to pay $5 or whatever to sign up the server for someone's op?
There is so Tyler has been from day one since Melchior was in its infancy, and the other bots that he had made has covered all of that on his own. There is operational costs, but it's pretty negligible. It's nothing he says he can't afford. That being said, with the expansion of Melchior 1, there are so many clans that use it now. And all of the other features and things between the website, hd2clans.com, and the bot itself, the burden of running it is increasingly becoming more expensive. I don't know when, but I know at some point, at the urging of myself and other members of the Freedom Alliance team, he's going to have a donate button on the HD2 Clans website. I hope sooner than later, because I have told them if you do that, you will get donations. You will have people that will give you money to help keep this fucking thing running, because there's a lot of people that find a lot of value in being able to have these operations and these things that we can collectively and collaboratively work towards together. It's a way of playing the game that is unique to all of the servers that use Melchior. So, yep, there's a cost to it, and there will be an option to donate should you choose to in the near future.
Perfect. That was my question answered wonderfully. So thank you very much.
No problem. Yeah, that's an important. Papa Dragon makes a very important comment. There is no paywall. It is an option. It is a choice to donate. No one's going to ask. There will never be a requirement to pay to be in this server or to use Melchior. Yeah, he for sure would. Oh, been talking a lot. I'm feeling a little congested. He for sure is Lightning. He really, really, really is. The if people knew the width and breadth of things that he does selflessly to create the kind of community that we have sort of made through the Freedom Alliance, it like that's what gets him going. You know, that's what keeps him doing this sort of thing. It's the same reason. It's honestly, it's the same sort of philosophy and ideology that made me redo the Mad Bastards from the get-go. I was very close to being like, well, that's it. I'm done with that after the breach. But seeing how many people were rallied about it and how hard people were fighting not only the hacker but like Seth and Papa Dragon and Bearden and the other mods, like working to salvage what they could, and like the outpouring of support that I got afterwards, like that instilled in me a sense of community that I hadn't really been able to experience in that way before. And I think Tyler also similarly values that level of community. And when he sees people respond in such positive ways to the things that he does, it really fuels him to continue to keep doing that sort of stuff. We played Pelican Down last night, and I had Requiem in my team, and he had such a really positive response to it afterwards, because of his own experiences as a combat veteran. And I took a video clip of that and I sent it to the Freedom Alliance development chat that I'm in. Tyler saw it and he's like, every single time I see a video clip or an audio recording or even just text of someone having a positive emotional response to Pelican Down, it makes him choke up. Like, he just has this reciprocal effect of like seeing someone have such a positive emotion to what he helped create along with everybody else in that team. Affects him really, really deeply. So we're all very lucky to have someone with the patience and the time and the skills and the knowledge that Tyler has to surround himself with the kind of people that he does to make things like this happen. That was Seth Lightning. Seth did the division thing. Seth is also a personal hero of the 808th Mad Bastards. We would be so lost without him. Yeah, you are sleepy. You should go to bed. It's way past your bedtime. You unlocked the 20th hour 4 hours ago. So I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think that's it too. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate everyone being here. We'll have a channel. We'll have some channels up to post the stuff that was discussed. No, Zoro, thank you. Appreciate you being here, fielding some questions, and taking notes for all of this stuff. It'll be very helpful for everyone who missed it. Great. All right, everybody. I'm going to end the stage. Go feed my dogs. Get out of this suit coat. But oh, hold on. Yes, Beard.
On request from Morena,
Uh-huh.
and my apologies because I'm pretty much improving this because I can't remember it off the top of my head at one point. This is Siege Marshal Orson. We have one Bildsighten down. Line is holding steady.
She's so pumped about it. That's funny. This is Ghost. We're cutting him down over here. West Pass is secure.
Oh man. All right. I'm gonna get out.
All right.
I'll get out of here.
All right. I'm ending this shit. All right, all of you, get out of my ship. Get off my ship. Get out of here. Goodbye.